Hello, and now welcome to tutorial 6, where we are going to look into object orientation paradigms. Right, what is object orientation? It is one of the key concepts behind the Java programming languages, where you create classes which will then be represented as objects in other classes. So for example, here we have a student object. Now, a object consists of attributes and behaviors. So if we were to look into the class object, the student object here, we have a student number, which is an integer, and we have a name, which is a string. And these would be the attributes, the variables. Behaviors are the functionality and the methods that we define in them. So for example, in this one we have an accessor and a mutator for them, and we have a constructor. The reason why, and you're not used to seeing this word, is private. This is a concept of encapsulation, which is another key concept of object orientation, which we'll look at later. But for now, we will look at how we define a class and how to use it quickly. So to define a constructor, you use public and the name of the class. You then pass in the parameters that you want to assign. So in this example, we're taking in a name. So we're taking the name and this name. Don't worry about this too much for now. And we take in a number, and we associate it with student number, which we can see here. We take in a name, and we take in a number. And once that's done, we've created a new student object. So when we run .getNum and print it out, we will get 1, 2, 3, 4 printed. Simples? That's good. Then, looking on to, we have setNumber, which allows us to take in a number again and reassociate the number. So let's say, for instance, the student was to fail a year and they had to be reallocated a number. This would allow them to do it, which we can see here, set number, 5678, to new student object. Then we print it out. So, without explaining that, you would just see this and you would hope and pray it will work, which it does. Just to demonstrate, 1, 2, 3, 4 is printed, 5, 6, 7, 8 is printed. So, back to something I mentioned a little not too long ago, is encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Well, encapsulation is the idea of where we hide data from other classes. So if I was to try and, rather than using getNum, if I was just to try and do new student dot student number, it would throw an error because it's privatized. So let's give a quick example of this. Student number. Quickly do that. Compile. Not a statement. Well, that's not the error exactly I was hoping for, but anyway, this wouldn't compile because we've privatized and encapsulated the data. It's a very important thing because you don't always want people to have pure power. So, for example, if you didn't want anyone to even be able to manipulate the number, you could just get rid of this. Means they define it there and that is it. They can't do anything. That is why encapsulation is a very important concept in object orientation. Now, with defining classes, more will come with it in following tutorials. One thing that we will look into is inheritance, overloading, and polymorphism in the following tutorial. This is just a quick tutorial that I would like you to try out because it's one of the most important concepts and you must need to master this before we can progress any further. So I hope this was a nice introduction into object orientation. Very simple, but a quick recap. This is the student object which we have used to construct, and just basically using the object to access the methods that are in the class. So the attributes and the behaviors. Just keep rewatching the video. It took me a while to get my head around as well, so don't worry if you don't get it straight off the bat. Just keep at it. You will get it eventually. I have faith. So until next time, hope you have a good time and enjoy trying to learn object orientation.